Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at 7 decks that I feel like give strong fall vibes, but they're not fall themed or Halloween themed. And we're going to get started with the Sherlock Holmes Tarot. The Sherlock Holmes Tarot gives me strong fall vibes. I think the color palette has something to do with it, the use of light by the illustrator. I feel like it works really well. But also because Sherlock Holmes is a series of books and novels and things that I tend to reread every, several times a year. But that's beside the point. It is a series that I like. I have, in print, but also as an audiobook. And I like during the fall and winter evenings, I like to listen to it while I do, I wind down before going to bed. So usually I listen to it while I sew or embroider or knit a little bit in bed. And then it's going to help me wind down and fall asleep. So that's it. I'm going to just get one out. And so, yeah. The use of colour gives strong fall vibes here. Not necessarily like in terms of the colours. Yes, there are lots of yellows and things like that, but it's more than the use of colour. It's the use of light. Because you've got that idea of a very cold environment, and that is going to work very well for Mrs. Hudson here. It's cold, it is foggy, it is outside and quite, you can like, it looks chilly. But she's got some strong, like warming light on her face, and that's the case for other cards. Where the use of light is really, really well done, and it looks like a candle outside during the autumn time / winter time. So this works really well for me. I do love this deck because it is very true to the books, rather than the movies or the TV series and stuff like that. My only critique here is that it does not represent Sherlock Holmes in the way I see it in my mind's eye. So their Sherlock Holmes looks like this, and mine is more like Brett Ratner. So you got it. I love the 90s, not the 90s, the 80s. Is it 84? I think it's 84. It's 1984. The TV series. I think it's lovely. And I have the same issue with Watson and everything. It's the first TV series I saw of Sherlock Holmes. It's the first visual representation I saw of Sherlock Holmes, aside from the engravings in the older editions. So we're talking like Victorian engravings at this point, and they're very similar to the representation in that TV series, and that is how I picture it in my mind. So yeah, the back is gold. It is, I don't know if it's just my version or if it's like a general issue, but the lamination has not been done properly on the back, so it is wearing off a bit more than the front of the card. However, still lovely, very autumnal. So yeah, I love this one. And again, I guess it's because first, the use of color and light and everything, but also the fact that it is, it fits in with what I do during October, November, December, which is listen to Sherlock Holmes while doing like needlework or stuff like that, so that I can chill before going to bed. Tarot number 2 is the Tarot Noir, so the black tarot. This one is very popular. I debated putting it here because I was like, it has a strong autumn / Halloween vibe, right? But it is also not Halloween or autumn themed. So I thought, you know what? Never mind. We're gonna just put it in here. So let me I'm not grabbing all of the cards, but just so you get a bit of an idea. It does look very macabre in a way. The back of the card is lovely like this, and yeah, it is a lovely deck. It does have a strong Halloween vibe. It feels, again, very, it feels deathy, like macabre, but more like deathy, with like a strong death vibe. And it feels like the kind of deck And it is the kind of deck you would use for ancestral work and around All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day, that kind of stuff. So, and I'm making a difference between All Hallows Eve and Halloween, which are slightly different in my perception. Mostly because All Hallows Eve is clearly like strongly sitting on the Catholic side of things, from my point of view. And it's slightly different in terms of vibe. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. It does work. And some of the people have like a bit of a Tim Burton kind of a vibe. But I love this one. It is macabre. And it is, it's very dark. But it is also like not Halloween or autumn themed. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to include it anyway. But I really wondered, because I was like, how Halloween themed or how autumn themed is the Antique Anatomy Tarot? And I was like, it's not, but it's also like skeletons and skulls. So there is a strong Halloween association with that. Anyway, so that's deck number 2. Deck number 3 is my precious Touchstone Tarot by Kat Balck. I love this one. It's an older edition, as you can probably tell. What I like about this deck is that you've got that Victorian wallpaper kind of a vibe. The back of the cards, very warm, colors, jewel tones. The use of classic paintings and things like that gives it a very strong dark academia vibe to it. So there is that strong like dark academia vibe to it. It looks very vintagey. The borders, like the wooden borders, give it that very like warm and cozy kind of library type vibe, which I very much enjoy. So yeah, that is it to me. It has strong autumn vibes, not necessarily like Halloween, but autumn. The kind of deck that you would enjoy throughout like November going on December. So yeah, it is lovely. And again, not a Halloween themed deck, not a autumn themed deck, but a very I think the color palette, the choice of the whole painting frame type thing makes it feel like a warm and inviting library or a nice museum that you would enjoy visiting on a rainy day, that kind of stuff. That conjures that type of image for me, this deck, and that's why I put it in my autumn kind of a pile. It is an all year deck. It's a year-round deck for me, but have a look at that. It's glorious, isn't it? And also, let's not forget, it's gilded. The Sherlock Holmes Tarot was not gilded. The Tarot Noir is gilded as well. It looks very like pretty, and I love it. Next one is the Oracle des Runes. So this is the Oracles of the Runes. It is available in English. It is also available in German. So yeah, from an author and an illustrator that I really enjoy. So this, again, we're going to find a kind of a strong like autumn vibe there with the colors. Some of them are not necessarily like very like autumnal, but a lot of them have that very parchment and warm look background to them, which gives you a bit of an autumnal vibe. There is that sense also, because it is runes, there is that sense of maybe mysticism, the very like Viking vibe to them. I don't know if there is no Viking vibe to them. Let me rephrase this. It conjures like kind of that Viking stereotype or fantasy with the snow and a warm fire. I guess that's part of the thing as well, but for me it's like mostly the way it's put together, the very like dark background, like this dark background, and then that very like old parchment type thing that is very autumnal in colour, and that is something quite lovely. So that's the Oracle Runes, and if you don't have it, I would recommend it because it's lovely. I really like the booklet as well. Not necessarily like very not what you would. I'm not sure everybody is gonna like vibe with it, but it's good. So that's number 4. Number 5, Madame Endora's fortune cards, and we're going back like the Touchstone tarot. We're back to Victorian wallpaper, kind of a back in terms of the cards. So yeah, that's the back of the cards, and the cards themselves are very. It looks a bit like a medieval fairy tale kind of thing in terms of the vibes. You've got the chalice, the dagger. The only card that's very much like Halloween is the raven, but that's about it. And then you've got lots of creatures, and you're gonna have cards like this one that are very full looking, but others that are not necessarily full looking, you know. And I think it's the jewel tones and the richness of the colors and the background and borders that do it for me. Like to me, it feels like autumn and winter, and reading like Tales of the Arthurian Cycle by the fire, you know, that kind of a vibe, which I don't know why. I don't know, but it feels very much this way for me, which again, it is not Halloween or anything like that themed. You've got some again, you've got some medieval, you've got some Egyptian, you've got some alchemical, that kind of stuff, but it's not Halloween themed. The colors can be, you know, like the traditional Halloween colors, but that's about it. I really like this one. I'm not sure it's still in print though, but it's worth giving it a try if you can get your hands on it, because it's a lovely deck. The choice, the array of symbols in there, the way it's organized and things like that, it makes it a very interesting oracle, in my opinion. So that's me. And as far as fortune cards go, usually when you hear fortune cards, you think often you think old French cartomancy type thing, or old quote unquote, because that's a slur, gypsy fortune cards. And that's something else altogether, which is really nice. It has a very gothic vibe, which is this, I guess. The next one again is very full themed in terms of colors, but in terms of the theme, absolutely not. It is the medieval cat tarot. So it has a very, as you can tell, the back is that warm brown, reddish brown with a yellow, like a golden yellow color or mustard yellow color. And the cards are very rich in color. You don't get anything very Halloween looking, or you don't get anything very fall looking, aside from again the colors here. You know, even death is quite chill with butterflies, you know. So it does not look like the symbols are not fall symbols, they're not Halloween symbols. However, the colors are just wonderful. They're warm and they're rich, and it's absolutely lovely. I'm gonna grab a couple of pips. It's a semi-pip deck. I know it sounds weird. By semi-pip deck, I mean it's a pip deck, but then you've got a little bit of an illustration of what it means in the middle. So it's a semi-pip deck. If you want to transition from pips to non-pips, or from fully illustrated cards to pips, this one is a good one, because it has kind of that middle ground here. So this one, again, strong autumn vibes from the colors mostly, I think, but it is lovely. It's warm and it's rich in color, and that is all I ask for fall, to be honest. The next one is the last one, and it is a very standard deck, a very basic deck. However, it is a different version of it, because this is a Rider-Waite deck, but it's a version that has you know, the black illustration of the Rider-Waite, but also it's on a parchment, like an aged parchment, but a warm, very warm in color, aged parchment background, which is really lovely. So this has, again, it's the color, obviously it's the color, because that's just a basic Rider-Waite, but the color is very full looking and very nice, and it's a nice change from the regular Rider-Waite, which I enjoy very much, but I like sometimes to, you know, to take a break from. Also, this is a deck that allows me to use the Rider-Waite imagery with certain other decks that would be a bit overwhelming if I were to use a full color Rider-Waite. So that's the thing, and I very much like the back. The back is lovely. So yeah, that's it. So that's number 7. Again, not a full deck per se, but rich colors and a bit of an aged look. I think they're all kind of set in medieval time-ish, or in the past, sort of, in a way or another, and they all have rich colors that, to me, conjure autumn, you know, major in my head. So hopefully that was interesting. If you've got any questions, let me know. I will try to list all of the decks below. And also, if you would like to share your decks, your favorite decks that are like, that have like these full vibes, but without being full or Halloween themed, I would love to know, because yeah, I love this. It's, you know, that it looks like nothing, you know, it's kind of like hidden. It's a bit like hiding Halloween in the details for me, and I love this. So yeah, have a lovely end of your day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.